You know, the essence of a corridor is a spatial development approach to unlocking growth opportunities in a specific geographic area. And what's particularly new about the corridors in Africa is we're now conceiving of corridors across borders, as opposed to just a corridor within a province or between provinces within a nation state, so to speak. And what's very exciting is the whole regional integration agenda that's come online. It's a major priority for the continent. And you have countries now very deliberately looking to rely on one another for transportation, for energy, and also to cooperate on bulk information communication technology infrastructure. Now what's critical to all of this type of infrastructure that's going to underpin the corridors is the whole question of what will now be the real economic sectors that will make sure that the investments in this infrastructure is worthwhile. And so when you start looking at that angle, you say, well, what are the sectors? The sectors is naturally in the African context, in Southern Africa in particular, you're looking at mining, agriculture, and light manufacturing. And the light manufacturing has to be linked to a comparative advantage which is linked to agriculture, because that's essentially the primary nature of the African economies in that space. In the case of Mozambique, the Maputo corridor in particular, agriculture and tourism are very strong areas, but energy has been a very significant sector as well. And the question is really how can the Maputo corridor not just benefit Mozambique, but make sure that it benefits the landlocked countries in the hinterland that are highly dependent on moving forward through infrastructure that serves them, but that comes through Mozambique in terms of access to transport and to exports, to the shipping facilities and the like. And so that is really the essence of the story of the corridors. There's a whole new appreciation now for the importance of spatial development in Africa. It's not just a question of having one project that's just going to parachute into a particular space. You need to now consider a geographic hub that will be a host to a range of projects, and there has to be synergy between them. Transport is critical, but transport on its own means nothing. You need to have transport to support other sectors, real economic sectors. And of course, Africa has yet to have its green revolution. So agriculture is a very important sector, and especially in countries like Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Malawi, that have great potential for agricultural development. You know, these are countries that would really need to be pioneers in making the corridor work for themselves. Many of them are landlocked, including Zambia. And so for them to really benefit from a potential green revolution, there would need to be the supporting infrastructure around. And essentially the corridor is a vehicle for creating public goods and infrastructure that allows that kind of sector to succeed, essentially, at a cost level that makes sense.